Back with a new video. This is my review of the KZ ZAX. Their current top hybrid kind of replaces the ZSX, which sounds quite familiar, which I'll get to in a bit. Same kind of box as usual from KZ. It's a bit posher than the CCA ones, which are a bit more plain. But yeah, this is the ZAX. Mine is the black variant because I think looks a little bit more premium than the one with like kind of the blue shell. So this is the box, nothing special. There is no specs on it, which is different. Mine is the mic version for once, which is a bit different. There's a web details and all that stuff. And mine is the black one. I think for what you pay, the packaging is quite nice. It's quite good. They put that plaque, makes it feel a little bit more special. And as it says, don't forget the original intention of using earphone is to enjoy music. Well, it should be earphones, but the English is close enough. And there they are. Also, those vents on it, they do work. They're not fake, but they don't really make much difference, I don't think. They are functional vents, but in reality, I don't know if they really make a big difference, to be honest. It does have good soundstage. There's the shell full of drivers, because these have 7 BAs and 1 dynamic aside. In real life, these do look quite impressive because of the actual crazy driver count, and the actual shell size is actually not that big at all, considering what you get. The CA16 is actually a bigger shell. And yeah, as you can see, a lot of drivers. It looks quite impressive. And later on in the video, I will compare them with the C10 Pro, just as a size comparison. Obviously, in here you get everything that's normal. You get a cable, you get the tips, you get the paperwork, which I'll show you in a bit. You get I think that's the certificate. There you go. And here you go. It's like a quality control certificate. I don't know how important that is, but here you go. Information about warranty. I've only ever had one issue with KZ, which is quite good considering they really do knock them out from the factories. And here's just the paperwork, ZAX. There you go, just the usual stuff, tips, how to get them to fit, how you attach the tips, the usual information, how you change cables, and the volume I think that you listen to at what kind of time, which is important because obviously you need to protect your hearing for when you're older. And obviously this is the same thing in Chinese, so nothing really special at all. And that's it. So yeah, tips comes with the normal star lines. But one thing with this pack, it doesn't come with the normal silicon tips. Sometimes they come with, 6 the star lines of the core and then 2 generics. This doesn't. It comes with 2 mediums fitted by default. Then in that little pouch you get the small and large. So 2 small and 2 large. And that's it, nothing really special. One thing to note, the build quality of these I found was quite good. So this is the cable. It's good to see the change towards the upgrade cables they offered, which I think is a better thing they've done. So yeah, 4 pole, my mistake. They do say left and right as usual. Like I've said a million times, I think they should put a little bit of colour on these connectors. So there's L for left and the other one is right. Just so when you fit them, you can really see. If your vision is impaired, you may not see that. And obviously the microphone inline, there's the microphone and there's one button. All generic stuff, nothing really special, like at all. Good to see they're going away from that brown cable they include. And yeah, that's it. Let's get to the meat of this. Comfort is good, build's good. As you can see where I'm holding it, you can actually see through. So they aren't a sealed unit. There was 1 BA in the nozzle. I don't think you see it on camera. I don't really like that anymore with the BAs in the nozzle. It makes it a bit peaky. and this one is a bit peaky, which is a bit of a shame. Comfort is really good. As a shell design, it's not very big. They do look impressive, you know, in reality because of the driver count. To get to it, sound, it's a KZ, so that means it's V-shaped. It's a little bit aggressive at the upper mids like usual, which I don't like, which is probably the BA that's in the nozzle. The CA16 is a bit more mild at the upper mids, which I prefer. Obviously has elevator low end, which if you're bass head, you probably like these. I found the bass is really good, quite controlled, you know. It was quite tight, fast. I liked it. It's just the mids, the upper mids are a bit forward, which I'm not really that keen on. And there's a really big peak towards 10k, which is the perception of soundstage. So these sound big. There's the C10 Pro, which is actually slightly bigger. So these are, say, they're quite bassy. They are V-shaped, a bit sharp at the upper mids, which I'm not that keen on. These do sound a lot like the ZSX. If you have one of those, I thought they sound quite familiar. Apart from the one extra driver, stage was, I thought, was quite big because of its vent and that peak. And the imaging I thought was good. Isolation was actually okay considering they're not sealed units, but they're a bit bright. But these are quite detailed earphones. And the instrument separation I thought was really good for the price. So there is good and bad. If they probably tame down like the peak, the upper mid peak, these would be a bit good, but they can be a bit sharp at times, which is a bit of a shame. These are also very easy to power. The CA16 is much harder. And yeah, my conclusion, these are pretty good. The CA16, its twin, is tuned quite differently, but I will do a separate video on that. And yeah, they do look good in black. They do perform quite well, to be honest, but they can be a bit sharp. But if you don't mind boosted upper mids, then you might think these are fine, but they're a little bit peaky. Easy to power, great stage, good fitment, quite affordable for the actual driver count in there. And I think that's it. If you want to let me know anything, just in the comments. Thanks for watching and take care.